God bless everybody,
Dios me los bendiga a toditos.
and welcome to tonight's class.
Bienvenidos a nuestra clase en esta noche.
Want to go ahead and
¿Puedo
say...
verlos? ¿Me puede? What's going on?
It says no puedo verlos. Who?
Etiquetar. What does that mean?
Etiqueta.
Tag me? Tag me.
Tag me.
Etiquetar. Wow, we learned a new word today.
Right there, bro. That was so...
How do I tag Carlos?
Oh, God only knows, really. No, just put the @ sign. @ sign in the chat, and it should bring up a bunch of names and stuff.
What are you talking about?
Okay, in the chat of the live, put
Like in the comment section?
in the comment section, yeah. Put @ and then Carlos's name, and it should pop. It should populate for you his name, and then you can just go from there.
It's just popping his name like if I'm sending him a message. Like that? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
And then just send?
Just send. What up, Joy?
Okay, how come you're seeing people and I'm not?
He just said hi, AJ.
Hi, Joey. Okay, it says we have 5 people. I don't know who we have.
I don't know either. I also see the 5. I would imagine one of them is you. Yeah, the other 4, I don't know. Got Jerry Bell and Joey, so that's 2. You
Did Carlos get on?
I don't know. I can't see that. I haven't the foggiest idea. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to you too, sis. Doggone.
Okay, so
Also, in the meantime, anybody got any plans for Valentine's Day?
yeah, Bible study.
Besides the Bible study. I mean, after Bible study, anybody got plans? Anybody trying to cook a romantic dinner, candlelight, anything like that?
Feliz Día de los Enamorados y de la Amistad.
Is that how you said it? I thought it was like the San Valentin or something like that.
Día de los Enamorados y de la Amistad.
De los Enamorados.
We don't believe in San Valentin.
I don't even know who San Valentin is, so... Oh my. Yeah, you weren't kidding.
Okay, I guess he's in. It says Carlos 2.
Buenas noches, Dios nos bendiga. Pido oración por Francis Ferrer.
Hoy está de cumpleaños. Okay.
Hey, okay.
All right. Well, we have a couple prayer requests that came in.
Cool.
You know how we be talking to random people.
This is true. Y'all do stay talking to random people.
So we were at Whataburger. And
okay, estaban en se llama Whataburger.
Of course, we met some people.
Y conocieron.
And started talking to them. So
Y
his son's name is Rakesh.
Su hijo se llama Rakesh.
He's 31 years old.
Y tenga 31 años.
And he's got stage 3 cancer. He's had stage 3 cancer for 2 years now, so he was asking for prayer for his.
I don't even know how to say that, but that's crazy. Stage 3 for 2 years.
Yeah. So he recognizes that it's a miracle he's even alive.
Right.
And just praying for God's healing touch.
Un milagro que él todavía tiene vida y que el Señor haga lo que él quiera, or you know what? No, man, no. That he
que lo sane.
Yeah, I was about to say that he get the healing that he needs and to be on this earth for 2 years.
También el pastor Herrera de Jehová es mi pastor. También creo que le dio un infarto, so he might have to have open heart surgery. He's in the hospital.
Oh, wow.
So vamos a estar orando por el pastor Herrera, el pastor de la iglesia Jehová es mi pastor.
So Pastor Herrera from the Jehovah is my pastor church.
The Lord is my shepherd.
Jehová es mi pastor.
The Lord is my shepherd.
What did I say? I don't even know what I said. Like, I just went off full on. The Lord is my shepherd church.
You said Jehovah is my pastor.
It's my pastor, bro, but that's like the same translation, bro. Don't at me.
That is the AJV.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. What's the problem? What's the problem? But yes, he ended up having a heart attack.
I think Vivian said it was a heart attack,
An actual
and they
heart
might
attack.
have to do
Y que quizás
open
tiene
heart
que
surgery. But I know he's in the hospital.
hacer cirugía de corazón abierta.
There you go.
I just made that up too.
But that was a correct translation.
Solid translation. Cool. That's crazy. I mean, you know, God bless him. And do they know like what hospital he's at? Like, can we visit him? I don't know personally.
Now with COVID, you know, all we can do is pray, really, because these hospitals are ridiculous with all the COVID.
Pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm just gonna say that.
Okay. Are there any other petitions while we're here that you guys want to lay out for the class for us to pray for?
I was just gonna say that. Thank you. ¿Alguna otra peticiones? Por favor, pónganla en el chat para orar por eso, ¿verdad? Antes de comenzar la clase. Pastor Ashford. Save. Remember to put these on el jueves, me acuerda para ponerlo en las peticiones del domingo también.
On Thursday, remind me. On Sunday, remind me. No, on Thursday. On Thursday, remind me so that we can put these on the Sunday
Anybody else?
petitions. But yeah, is there anybody else who has a prayer request tonight that wants to make it known?
That's all that's coming.
Okay. Well.
Okay. So, vamos a orar para dar comienzo a nuestra clase. El día de hoy vamos para la lección 3. Estamos todavía en el libro de Éxodo.
So today we're going into class number 3, and it is still in the book of Exodus. Brother Carlos put pido oración por Rafael Tírez Amador, quien lleva desaparecido hace un par de semanas. Okay, prayer for Rafael Amador, who has basically disappeared for the past couple weeks.
Okay. ¿Verdad? Y la clase de hoy se titula La Zarza Ardiente.
So the class today is called The Burning Bush.
Vamos a continuar hablando de Éxodo, de
We're going to continue
Moisés.
talking about Exodus, about Moses. Oh, Torres.
Oh, Torres.
Torres.
Okay. Se me perdió el hilo. Estamos hablando acerca de Éxodo, estamos hablando acerca de, continuar hablando acerca de Moisés, ¿verdad? Y vamos a enfocarnos hoy en la salsa
We're
ardiente.
going to focus today on the burning bush. Amen?
Okay. Así que vamos a orar, ¿verdad? Por Rakesh,
Pray
Stage
for
3
Rakesh
cancer,
with stage 3 cancer.
por el Pastor Herrera,
Pastor Herrera.
por Francia, que está de cumpleaños, y por Rafael Torres Amador, desaparecido hace varias semanas. Amén.
Amen.
Padre Santo, Padre bueno, venimos
Father
ante
God,
tu presencia, mi
Thank you for your
Dios,
presence.
y te damos gracias,
And we give
Padre.
you thanks
Gracias, Dios mío, por esta oportunidad
Thank you
de
for this
estar
opportunity
nuevamente, Dios mío,
to be here
reunidos para
once
aprender de
again,
tu palabra.
united to go over and to study your word.
Te pedimos, Padre, en esta noche por estas
Ask, Lord,
peticiones, Dios mío.
for these petitions.
Mira, Rakish,
Look at
Padre, tú lo
Rakish.
conoces, mi
You
Dios.
know
Pidiéndote, Dios mío, que
Asking,
así como
Lord,
tú le has guardado,
the same
Señor,
way
en
you
estos
have
2
guarded him
años, Dios
in
mío,
these 2
que
years,
tú continúes sanando
that you
este
continue
cuerpo,
to
Dios
heal this
mío, de este
body
cáncer,
of this
Padre.
cancer,
Señor, y que Él pueda entender
that he might understand
que eres tú, mi
that
Dios,
it is you
haciendo el milagro en su
doing
vida,
that
Padre
miracle in his
Santo.
life.
Mira, Dios mío, Señor, el pastor Herrera,
Look at
mi
Pastor
Dios, en
Herrera
el hospital.
in
Te
that
pedimos,
hospital.
Padre Santo, que tú tomes completo
Lord, that you
control
take complete
de esta
control
situación,
of this
Dios mío.
situation.
Que tú traigas sanidad
That
sobre
you
este
bring
cuerpo,
healing
mi Dios. Que no
over this
haya
body,
que hacerle la cirugía,
that if
Dios
they got to do
mío.
the surgery,
Sino, Padre Santo, que tú, Señor,
but that
desbloquee todo lo
you
que tenga bloqueado,
unlock
mi
and
Dios.
unblock everything
Y
that
que
is
seas
blocked,
tú, Dios
and that
mío,
it be you
obrando en su vida, mi
operating in his
Dios.
life, Lord.
Padre, mira también a Rafael Torres
Look
Amador,
at
Señor, tú
Rafael
conoces
Torres
dónde
Amador.
está, Dios
You know where
mío.
he is.
Tráelo de regreso,
Bring
Padre
him
Santo.
back,
Que
Lord.
haya comunicación
That there
con
be
la familia,
communication with the
Dios
family.
mío. Señor, que tú quites todo
That you take
desespero,
away
Padre Santo, toda
every
ansiedad, mi Dios.
anxiety, every
Y
bit
que
of
seas
anxiousness.
tú, Dios mío,
That it be
Padre,
you
poniendo tu mano,
putting
Señor,
your hand,
guardándole, cuidándole,
guarding
Dios
them,
mío.
protecting them.
Mira, Frances, Señor,
Look
te
at
damos
Francis.
gracias por un año
We
más de
thank you,
vida,
Lord, for another
Señor,
year of life
que tú le concedes en el
that you
día
have
de hoy,
allowed
Padre,
today.
pidiéndote, Dios mío, que tú te glorifiques
Just
en la
ask that
vida
you
de ella, mi
glorify
Dios,
yourself
que
in
ella
her
pueda
life,
seguir creciendo en tu
and
palabra,
that she might
Dios
be able to
mío,
continue to
creciendo
grow
en ti,
in your
Padre,
word, grow
que
in
tú la
you,
sigas
that you will
fortaleciendo,
continue to
Dios
strengthen
mío,
her,
Padre, y que cada día
that every
ella
day
pueda acercarse
she might
más
be
y
able
más
to
a
get
ti,
closer
Dios
and closer
mío.
to you.
Te pido, Padre, por tu
We ask,
bendición
Lord, for your
divina
blessing,
sobre
your
de
divine
ella,
blessing
Dios
over
mío, en
her,
este año. Bendícela,
over
Dios mío,
this
en su
year.
finanza,
Bless her in her
bendícela en su
finances,
salud,
bless her in
Padre.
her
Y
health,
todas estas cosas,
and
Señor, te
all
las
these
pedimos en
things
el
we ask
nombre poderoso de
in the powerful
Jesús.
name of Jesus.
Ahora te pido, Padre, que tú abras
Ask,
nuestro
Lord, that you open up our
entendimiento, abre nuestro
understanding,
corazón
our hearts
para con esta clase, Dios
for
mío.
this class,
Señor, que seas tú poniendo
that it be
palabras en mis
you
labios,
putting words
Señor,
into our
para
lips
cada uno de
for each and
nosotros.
every one
En
of
el
us.
nombre de
In the
Jesús.
name of Jesus.
Amén
Amen
y amén.
and amen.
Amen, amen, amen. Billy, ok, el Silver Río, Dios te bendiga. Tu hermana Milly, Dios te
God
bendiga.
bless Sister Melly.
¿Verdad? Y como dije, ¿verdad? Vamos a estar en el libro de
We're going to
Éxodo.
be in the book of Exodus.
Estamos en la lección número 3,
We're in lesson
titulada
number 3,
La zarza ardiente.
titled The Burning Bush. Amen.
Ok. So, primera pregunta.
First question.
¿Qué es lo que más le cuesta recordar? Por
What is the
ejemplo,
most- oh.
go ahead.
What is the most difficult thing for you to remember?
Por ejemplo, se le hace difícil recordar
Is it
nombre,
hard to remember names,
recordar caras,
faces,
recordar fechas,
dates,
recordar horarios,
times,
recordar
just
recuerdos,
memories in general,
etcétera, etcétera,
etc.,
etcétera.
etc., and so forth?
Así que, ¿qué es lo
What
que
is
más le cuesta, lo que
the
más
most difficult
difícil se
thing
le hace recordar?
For you to remember.
2 minutos.
2 minutes. Good. And we're back.
So, ¿qué es lo que más le cuesta recordar?
What is the most difficult thing for you to remember?
So, Yaribel dice matemática y buenas memorias.
Fitzgerald put math and good memories. There Millie put names and many more things.
Nombres y muchas cosas más.
And Brother Carlos put, I am like a computer. For me, everyone calls me to ask for dates, telephone numbers, and my mind is like a hard disk, even though sometimes I feel like I need an update. That's fair. That's fair.
A veces se me dificultan los caminos, las carreteras aquí en Texas. No sé ningún nombre de las carreteras ni avenidas.
Say that. Brother Carlos put that sometimes it's difficult for me to remember streets, like the highways here in Texas. I don't know any of the names of those streets or avenues.
David, Dios te bendiga, bienvenido. Te estábamos echando de menos.
David, God bless you. We're missing you. And he put dates and names.
Dates and names. I think for me it's names. Like I never forget a face.
Yeah.
Las caras siempre, pero los nombres no siempre me acuerdo. Si no los escribo, no se me quedan.
Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty fair. I was about to say, I remember names, not so much face. Well, I don't know. I remember faces, sometimes names. It depends on if I have like any, I don't know, like core memories with them, you know?
Like I can't tell you how many people I run into. I'm like, I know you from somewhere. I know you from somewhere. Like I don't forget a face. I know you from somewhere.
For me, it's like, do I owe you money? Do you owe me money? You know, it's like one of those type situations. But yeah, no, it's just those. I mean, I'm pretty bad with dates too. I'm not gonna lie.
La fecha también. No, la fecha I'm not too bad. Pero ahora que tengo el calendario en el teléfono,
Right.
estoy peor. Porque antes pues me acordaba de todo y ahora uno se pone medio vago.
Because you don't have to think anymore.
Porque no hay que pensar porque el teléfono todo lo hace, ¿verdad?
Yep.
Ok. Ahora, ¿qué tan fácil es para ti recordar historia? Hey,
How
on
easy?
camera.
No, I wasn't on camera. I switched it. How easy is it for you to remember history? Woo!
Yeah, history.
For those of you that couldn't see me just now, I
Para lo que le gusta la historia,
all kinds of yawning just now.
¿qué tan fácil es para usted recordar historia? Para
For
los
those of
que
you
no
that
le gusta la historia, ¿qué tan fácil es para usted recordar la historia?
I was about to say, if you like history or you don't, how easy is it for you to remember history?
I'm going to do 1 minute on that one.
1 minute. Go. And we're back.
Okay, ¿cuán tan fácil es para ti recordar historia?
How easy is it for you to remember history?
So Carlos says, hay historias que no me gustan recordar. I'm okay with history depending on what history though.
Brother Carlos put, there is some history I don't like to remember.
Okay.
Jeba put, que, estoy bien con la historia, pero depende de cuál es la historia, I guess.
Meli será y bendito, depende. Mi mente no es como era.
So really put, man, it just depends. My mind is not the way it was.
David dice, la historia de Jesús es para mí la más fácil de recordar.
But David put the history of Jesus, of course, is very easy for me to remember.
To remember, right? ¿Y cuántos de ustedes han estado en una fogata o vieron un montón de hojas en llamas o tal vez un edificio en llamas? ¿Qué suele pasar?
How many of you have been to a bonfire, saw a burning pile of leaves, or maybe a burning building? What usually happens?
¿Verdad? ¿Qué es lo que suele pasar cuando algo se está quemando?
What typically happens when something's burning?
Un minuto.
1 minute. Go. Cherville, what? She put the fireman.
To put it out. I mean, she's not wrong.
She's not wrong.
La hermana Yaribel dice que los bomberos vienen a apagarlo.
I got number love for you.
Depende del tipo de llamas, causa curiosidad.
Depends on the type of
Todos se
flames, causes
reúnen.
curiosity.
Carlos dice se quema.
But the cause also put that it burns. So systematically put let's say that and like everything.
Everybody gets together at a fogata,
Yeah, everybody gets together. Okay.
right? So, what I was looking for
The answer que estaba buscando
es que el fuego consume o destruye todo,
es que el fuego the fire consumes or destroys everything.
right? So, el color de la llama. What about the color of the llama?
Color of the flame.
What happens with the color of the flame?
Or the color or calor.
Oh,
I don't know.
ok. Última pregunta de esta sección.
Last question for this particular section.
¿Alguna vez has escuchado a alguien decir que Dios lo llamó a hacer algo? O tal vez te ha pasado esto. Describe esa experiencia con nosotros.
Have you ever heard someone say that God called him or her to do something, or perhaps you have had this happen to you? Describe that experience for us.
Se transforma todo, dice David. Yep, everything is transformed because it goes from a house to being nothing.
Nothing. Ashes.
Right? Ashes. So have you ever heard someone say that God called him or her to do something, or perhaps you have had this happen to you? Describe that experience for us.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Go. And we're back.
So, ¿alguna vez has escuchado a alguien decir que Dios lo llamó a hacer algo o tal vez te ha pasado esto a ti? Describe esa experiencia para nosotros.
Have you ever heard someone say that God called him or her to do something, or perhaps you have had this happen to you? Describe that experience for us. God bless Brother Manuel and Sister Miriam.
Sister Miriam llegó desde Puerto Rico. Dios
There
te
you go.
bendiga, Miriam.
God bless you, Sister Miriam.
God bless you, Manuel. Hopefully you are safe and secure in your hotel already for the night.
I was about to say, yeah, hope you made it safely.
Well, he has to do it in 3 days. So he's only in like step 1.
Oh, dang. Sorry, bro. I hope you made it to your first destination well, though. How about that? But yes, so didn't really get a lot of. Oh, Jerabel did answer actually.
God called me to come back to my children, grandchildren, family, and friends. If it wasn't for him, I don't know where I would be. Amen.
It's funny to translate that.
Dios me llamó a que regresara a mis hijos, a mis nietos, a mi familia, a mis amistades. Si no fuera por él, no sabría dónde estuviera hoy. Amen.
So I'm answering this. Okay, have I ever heard someone say that God called him or her, or perhaps have I had this happen to me? Yes, unfortunately. So God has through a multitude of people, and I don't mean that lightly. I mean quite literally a multitude of people.
Sí, a mí me ha pasado. Dios a través de muchas
You
personas.
missed the unfortunate part. You didn't put the unfortunate.
Oh, desafortunadamente a través de muchas personas
I have been told
que me han dicho
I have a pastoral calling
que tengo un llamado al pastorado
upon my life,
sobre mi vida
and I don't want it.
y yo no lo quiero,
I don't like it.
no me gusta.
Don't like it. No, but it's but it's one of those things that
Pero es una de esas cosas
I've
que
come to accept,
he llegado a aceptarlo.
and I'm not trying to expedite the process at all.
No estoy tratando de avanzar el proceso para nada.
I'm not necessarily trying to run from it anymore either.
No necesariamente estoy tratando de correr del llamado tampoco,
But still don't want it. Just gonna put that out there. Let that be.
pero todavía no lo quiero.
I was raised as the son of a pastor. Obviously, I'm still the son of a pastor, but
Me crié como hijo de pastor, obviamente todavía soy hijo de pastor.
But at least I have my own car now. I can leave when I want.
Pero por lo menos ahora pues ya tengo mi propio carro y me puedo ir cuando yo quiera.
I'm saying, no, we're just talking for another 5 minutes. 3 hours later, no. But
No, 5 minutos más y 3 horas más tarde todavía estamos ahí.
they're still, despidiendo or whatever.
And they're still saying goodbye.
Yeah, that's it. That is my experience. That is me describing my experience.
Esa es mi experiencia, ¿verdad? De mi llamado sobre de mi vida. And something you still have to deal with.
Still dealing with it, yeah.
And face. That came out of nowhere.
It did.
Pero te entiendo porque cuando yo también corrí del llamado. So I understand you because I too ran from the calling. But I will say this, God has a sense of humor. Dios tiene un sentido del humor y cuando Dios te llama, Él te va a llamar a la cuenta.
Yeah.
When God calls you, He holds you accountable. And you don't want to be in those shoes. When, He lets you go and He lets you go y te suelta línea y te suelta línea. Pero cuando Dios dice
When God says
to pull in the reins, a jalar la línea y empezar a traerte de nuevo a Él,
starts to reel you back into Him,
let's just say it's better to obey
es mejor obedecer
que correr.
than to run.
¿Verdad? Tenemos un ejemplo de eso en Jonás, en la
We have an
Biblia.
example of that in Jonah.
Eh, y vamos a ver, ¿verdad?, el llamado de
We're going to
Moisés
see the
sobre
calling
de
of
su
Moses
vida
over his life
en el día de hoy, ¿verdad?
today.
Vamos a continuar mirando el
We're
libro de
going
Éxodo
to continue to look at the book of
para
Exodus
aprender más acerca de Moisés.
to learn more about Moses.
Y, ¿verdad? Nos vamos a encontrar, en la clase de hoy nos encontramos a Moisés en un escenario típico del diario vivir.
We see when we start the study, we find Moses in his typical day-to-day,
¿Verdad? Y ahí es cuando viene el llamado de Dios sobre de su vida y cambia su vida para siempre.
That's where the calling of God comes over his life and his life changes forever.
So, ¿verdad? Mientras vamos hablando hoy, manténgase con su mente puesta en cómo usted ve a Dios y las formas en que Él nos llama a realizar el trabajo para su reino.
So, as we're talking today, keep in mind how you view God and the ways in which he calls us to carry out the work for his kingdom.
So, vamos a ir a Éxodo capítulo
We're
3,
going to go to Exodus chapter 3.
¿verdad? Mantengan sus Biblias abiertas en
Keep your
Éxodo
Bibles
capítulo
open
3.
to Exodus chapter 3. We're going to be in there.
Y yo voy a
Hola.
estar en la Reina Valera 1960, AJ va a estar en English Standard Version.
So I'm going to be in King James essentially. I'll be in English Standard.
Y vamos a Éxodo capítulo 3, nos vamos a
Exodus
leer
chapter 3.
del 1 al 11 de 2 en 2. So, 2 en español, 2 en inglés, 2 en español, 2 en inglés.
We're going to be reading 2 by 2. So 2 in Spanish, 2 in English, and keep going like that.
So forth and so on. So, Éxodo 3,
Exodus 3.
los versículos del 1 al 11. Dice, apacentando Moisés las ovejas de Jetro, su suegro, sacerdote de Madián, llevó las ovejas a través del desierto y llegó hasta Horeb, monte de Dios. Y se le apareció el ángel de Jehová en una llama de fuego en medio de una zarza. Y él miró y vio que la zarza ardía en fuego y la zarza no se consumía.
Now Moses was keeping the flock of his father-in-law Jethro, the priest of Midian, and he led his flock to the west side of the wilderness and came to Horeb, the mountain of God. And the angel of the Lord appeared to him, in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. He looked, and behold, the bush was burning, yet it was not consumed.
Versículo 3. Entonces Moisés dijo, iré yo ahora y veré esta grande visión. ¿Por qué causa la zarza no se quema? Viendo Jehová que él iba a ver, lo llamó Dios de en medio de la zarza y dijo, Moisés, Moisés. Y él respondió, heme aquí.
And Moses said, I will turn aside to see this great sight, why the bush is not burned. When the Lord saw that he turned aside to see, God called to him out of the bush, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here I am.
5. Y dijo, no te acerques, quita tu calzado de tus pies, porque el lugar en que tú estás, tierra santa es. Y dijo, yo soy el Dios de tu padre, Dios de Abraham, Dios de Isaac y Dios de Jacob. Entonces Moisés cubrió su rostro porque tuvo miedo de mirar a Dios.
Then he said, Do not come near. Take your sandals off your feet, for the place on which you are standing is holy ground. And he said, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look at God.
7. Dijo luego Jehová, bien he visto la aflicción de mi pueblo que está en Egipto, y he oído su clamor a causa de sus exactadores, pues he conocido sus angustias, y he descendido para librarlos de mano de los egipcios, y sacarlos de aquella tierra a una tierra buena y ancha, a tierra que fluye leche y miel, a los lugares del cananeo, del eteo, del amorreo, del fereceo, del jebeo y del jebuseo.
Then the Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people who are in Egypt, and have heard their cry because of their taskmasters. I know their sufferings, and I have come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of that land to a good and broad land, a land flowing with milk and honey, to the place of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites.
El 9. El clamor pues de los hijos de Israel ha venido delante de mí, y también he visto la opresión con que los egipcios los oprimen. Ven por tanto ahora, y te enviaré a Faraón, para que saques de Egipto a mi pueblo, los hijos de Israel. Entonces Moisés respondió a Dios: ¿Quién soy yo para que vaya a Faraón y saque de Egipto a los hijos de Israel?
And now behold, the cry of the people of Israel has come to me, and I have also seen the oppression with which the Egyptians oppress them. Come, I will send you to Pharaoh, that you may bring my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. But Moses said to God, who am I, that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the children of Israel out of Egypt?
Ok, pregunta. ¿Qué le ordenó Dios a Moisés que hiciera cuando se acercó a la zarza ardiente?
What did God instruct Moses to do when he got close to that burning bush?
2 minutes.
2 minutos. Bingo. And we're back.
¿Qué le ordenó Dios a Moisés que hiciera?
What did God instruct Moses to do?
Que se quitara el calzado.
And Brother Carlos put that he take off his sandals. Sister
Take
Jerabel
your
said the
sandals
same
off.
thing. Take them sandals off.
Que se quitase la sandalia porque estaba en tierra sagrada.
Sister Miriam put that he take off his sandals because he was in holy ground. Amen.
Holy ground, ¿verdad? Mira el versículo 6, que es significativo acerca de la explicación histórica de Dios.
Look at verse 6. What is significant about God's historical explanation?
¿Verdad? Dios le da una explicación histórica
God gives a
a
historical
Moisés, ¿verdad?
explanation
Dice
to Moses.
el versículo 6,
Verse
dice,
6.
y dijo, yo soy el Dios de tu padre, Dios de Abraham, Dios de Isaac y Dios de Jacob.
Yeah, he said, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob.
¿Verdad? So, ¿qué era tan significativo de esta explicación histórica que Dios le da a Moisés en este versículo?
So, what is so significant about God's historical explanation in this verse?
2 minutes.
2 minutos. Go. And we're back.
So, de acuerdo al versículo 6, ¿qué era significativo de esta explicación histórica que Dios le da a Moisés?
Look at verse 6. And what is significant about God's historical explanation?
¿Verdad? Que era el Dios de sus antepasados,
That he was the God of his ancestors.
¿verdad? Dios te bendiga, Frances, feliz
Dios te bendiga.
cumpleaños.
Francis, happy birthday.
Que Dios es el mismo y único de generación en generación, no hay otro Dios.
That God, Sister Miriam put, that God is the same and the only one from generation to generation, that there is no other God. And Sister Jerba put, he explains his generation.
His generations. Basically what Carlos said in English. ¿Verdad? Básicamente le está recordando,
Basically, he's reminding him,
¿verdad? A Moisés
reminding Moses
de quién él es,
of who he is,
¿verdad? Y recordándole
and reminding him
la historia
of the history
de Israel, de
of
dónde
Israel,
vino el pueblo.
where the people came from.
Y, ¿verdad? Dios le está trayendo todo esto
And
a la memoria a
he's bringing all
Moisés,
this
¿verdad?
to
Como
Moses'
estudiamos la semana pasada y
We
antipasada,
talked about
¿verdad?
it last week and the week before.
Moisés nació un
Moses
niño hebreo,
was born a Hebrew child
¿verdad? Hasta los 3 meses,
until 3 months, right?
donde entonces termina criándose en el palacio.
Where he ends up being raised in the palace.
Tiene la bendición su madre de que ella termina criándolo, ¿verdad?
He has
Hasta
the blessing
destetarlo.
that his mother was raising him throughout all this, right?
So she literally got paid to take care of her own son.
Ain't that about it?
And so tuve el privilegio de poder
Must be nice.
inculcar en él
She got the ability. She basically got paid to raise her son, and she had the ability to
to be able
not
to
indoctrinate. That's not the word, but it's to.
yeah, I guess that would be.
But that doesn't sound right. Like
It doesn't sound right, but it is because she still instilled in him all their Hebrew traditions.
Like ella puso en él todas las tradiciones de los hebreos.
¿Verdad? Le enseñó quién
She showed
era,
him. She taught him.
¿Verdad? Del linaje de donde él venía. Sabemos,
His
¿verdad?
lineage.
Que la mamá era de la tribu de Leví, su papá
She
era de la
was
tribu
of
de
the tribe
Leví,
of Levi.
¿verdad? So
His
eran
dad as well.
levitas,
They were Levites.
y la importancia
And how
de
important
esa herencia,
that inheritance was.
what's the word I'm looking for? De generación en generación,
Generation to generation.
¿verdad? Y entonces Dios,
So now
en esta
God
oportunidad,
took this opportunity.
cuando le habla a
And
Moisés,
when he's talking to Moses,
le está trayendo a la memoria, porque Moisés era un niño
because Moses
cuando
was a
se
kid
fue al palacio a ser criado
when he
y,
went to the
¿verdad?
palace
Con los
and
egipcios, estudió el
with the
sistema
Egyptians
egipcio,
learned the Egyptian system.
se crió como
He
príncipe,
was raised like a
¿verdad?
prince
En la casa de Faraón.
in the house of
Y
Pharaoh.
aquí Dios como que le está
So it's
trayendo
like God is
de nuevo y dejándole
bringing him
saber,
back,
hey,
saying, Yo,
yo soy
I am
el Dios de tu
the
padre,
God of your father,
el Dios de Abraham,
the God of
el Dios
Abraham,
de
the
Isaac,
God of
el
Isaac,
Dios de
the
Jacob,
God of Jacob,
trayéndole a la memoria
bringing to
de
his
donde él
mind,
había
his memory,
salido
where he came from,
y cuál en verdad es su linaje.
and what in reality his lineage truly was.
Amén. So, ¿cómo reacciona Moisés cuando Dios le habla a través de la salsa ardiente?
So how does Moses react to God talking to him through the burning bush?
2 minutes.
2 minutos. Go. And we're back.
So, ¿cómo reacciona Moisés cuando Dios le habla a través de la zarza ardiente?
How does Moses react to God talking to him through the burning bush?
¿Verdad? Dice Carlos, la actitud de Moisés de no atreverse a dirigir su mirada a Dios es que la naturaleza esencial de Dios no puede ser conocida ni contemplada directamente por el ser humano.
So the attitude, the act of Moses not wanting to direct his sight to God, it's quite simply the essential that how God is naturally. Like you cannot understand or even contemplate directly how he is and how he functions as a human being.
Of the human being. La hermana Miriam primero trata de mirar a Dios en la zarza, pero ante su advertencia de que se alejara, siente miedo.
So first he tries to look at God in the bush, but before his gaze, he moves his gaze, he feels fear.
Right? So, ¿verdad? Él escondió, dice el versículo que él escondió su
First
rostro
is that he hides his face
porque tenía miedo
because he was
de
afraid
mirar a Dios.
of looking
¿verdad?
at God. That's
So-
a solid reaction. I feel that's a solid reaction.
Definitely.
He reacted way better than I did. I would have. I was telling mom while y'all were answering. I was like, if I
Yo
was
le estaba
walking
diciendo a
around
mami mientras ustedes están contestando que si yo estuviera caminando,
doing my job,
haciendo mi trabajo,
not even thinking about nothing, not doing nothing,
no estoy pensando en nada, no estoy haciendo nada, estoy cuidando de las ovejas.
suddenly I see a bush that not only is burning,
Y de momento veo una zarza, un arbusto, que no solamente se está quemando,
but it's also talking to me.
pero me está hablando.
I'm immediately at that point like,
Yo inmediatamente en este punto
did I drink something?
estaría cuestionándome a mí mismo, ¿me tomé algo?
Did I eat something?
¿Me comí algo?
Is something going on with the sheep sweat and the heat and the
¿Está sucediendo algo con el sudor de las ovejas? ¿Estoy deshidratado de la calor?
like what is happening?
¿Qué está pasando?
Like I'd have freaked out. I'm not even gonna pretend like I wouldn't have. I would
Yo creo
freaked out.
que yo hubiera estado completamente paniqueado.
Like just immediately. Like there's no
Inmediatamente.
he reacted way better.
Él reaccionó verdaderamente mucho mejor de lo que yo hubiera reaccionado, ¿verdad?
Moses is a real one. It couldn't have been me. That's all I'm saying.
Moisés era real, no podía hacer él. Porque sería sumamente extraño encontrar una salsa ardiendo y encima de eso está ese arbusto quemando,
It's burning and burning.
está esa llama
I mean,
ardiendo,
it is flamed up, burning.
pero no se está
And
consumiendo
nothing's happening. It's not burning.
esa
Like, there's
salsa,
fire on it, but it's not being consumed by the fire.
¿verdad? Y entonces encontrar a Dios
Amén.
hablándote a través de esa zarza
Having God talk to you through that
sería
bush,
otra sorpresa,
that's 2 for 2
¿verdad?
on the surprise scale.
So, cuando Dios le dice a Moisés que se quite los zapatos
So when God tells Moses to take off his shoes,
y que no se acerque
that he
más,
doesn't get too much closer,
está ayudando a Moisés a darse cuenta de la santidad
helping Moses understand the
con la cual él se
holiness
está encontrando en ese momento,
that he is finding himself with in that moment.
¿verdad? Quitarse los zapatos era una
Take off your
señal de reverencia
That was a sign of reverence.
que era común en esta
That
cultura,
was very common in that culture.
¿verdad? Y Dios se apresura a identificarse con
And
Moisés,
God then presents himself to Moses.
or quickly
Yeah.
identifies himself to Moses,
Okay.
¿verdad? Y usa la historia
And then uses history
para ayudar a Moisés a darse cuenta
to help Moses understand
del impacto total
the total
de
impact
esta conversación,
of this conversation.
¿verdad? So, a medida que nos vamos a ir profundizando más en este pasaje, vemos que Moisés no se siente adecuado ante la presencia de Dios, pero sin embargo, Moisés ha de ser un redentor de Israel, ¿verdad? Ese es su llamado.
So as we look deeper into the passage, we see that Moses doesn't feel like he's quite enough. He's not adequate in God's presence. Yet he later does become the redeemer of Israel.
Mhm.
I feel like I talked about this not too long ago.
Did you preach about this?
I might have preached about this.
You might have.
Y'all really should listen on Sundays. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like that's this whole
No.
class, bro. Anyway,
So let's read verses in that same chapter, verses 7 through 12. What time
so
is it?
en este mismo
Okay, 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes.
yeah, we basically just gotta read this, and that's a lot of questions.
There's 4 discussion questions. So should we
I feel like we should read it,
just read it and then end there?
and right,
Not go into the questions?
y'all, let's not go into the questions. Let you guys stew on that for a week, and then come back.
I think we can do.
What you thinking? How do you feel?
Let's see where we're at after we read it.
Okay,
To see if we finish the section or if we just cut it off after reading it.
I'm good with that.
So, capítulo 3, versículos del 7 al 12.
Chapter 3, verses 7
Let's get it
through
like-
12.
Ok. Dijo luego Jehová: Bien he visto la aflicción de mi pueblo que está en Egipto, y he oído su clamor a causa de sus exactores, pues he conocido sus angustias, y he descendido para librarlos de mano de los egipcios, y sacarlos de aquella tierra a una tierra buena y ancha, a tierra que fluye leche y miel, a los lugares del cananeo, del eteo, del amorreo, del fereceo, del heveo y del jebuseo.
Then the Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people who are in Egypt, and I have heard their cry because of their taskmasters. I know their sufferings, and I have come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians and to bring them up out of that land to a good and broad land, a land flowing with milk and honey, to the place of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites.
El 9. El clamor pues de los hijos de Israel ha venido delante de mí, y también he visto la opresión con que los egipcios los oprimen. Ven por tanto ahora, y te enviaré a Faraón para que saques de Egipto a mi pueblo, los hijos de Israel.
And now behold, the cry of the people of Israel has come to me, and I have also seen the oppression with which the Egyptians oppressed them. Come, I will send you to Pharaoh, that you may bring my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt.
11. Entonces Moisés respondió a Dios: ¿Quién soy yo para que vaya a Faraón y saque de Egipto a los hijos de Israel? Y él respondió: Ve, porque yo estaré contigo, y esto te será por señal de que yo te he enviado. Cuando hayas sacado de Egipto al pueblo, serviréis a Dios sobre este monte.
But Moses said to God, Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the children of Israel out of Egypt? He said, But I will be with you, and this shall be the sign for you, that I have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall serve God on this mountain. I do that, don't I? The little deep voice thing. Like, I just...
Oh, when God is speaking, yes. Like your tone just completely changes.
Huh.
You get the God voice.
Get the God voice.
Yes. Moses. They didn't want to say nothing, but yeah. And then you did it again.
Then I just keep doing it.
So, de acuerdo al versículo 7,
According to verse 7,
¿por qué aparece Dios ahora, en este momento?
why does God appear now, in this moment?
2 minutes?
2 minutes?
2 minutes.
Go. And we're back.
So, ¿verdad? Según el versículo 7, ¿por qué aparece Dios en este momento?
So, according to verse 7, why does God appear now?
Dios escuchó los gritos de su pueblo y vio el maltrato, el sufrimiento y la humillación que sufrían en Egipto.
God listened to the cries of his people and saw how they were being mistreated, the suffering and the humiliation that they suffered by Egypt. Sister Jerubel said he heard their cries and saw their suffering. Yeah,
¿No?
exactly.
Vio su llanto, ¿verdad? Y vio su sufrimiento, exactamente, ¿verdad? Y estaba listo
And he was
para
ready
librarlos de la tierra de Egipto.
to deliver them
Y ahí
from the land of
llama
Egypt, and that
a Moisés
is when he calls Moses
para que sea el que los
that he be
dirija,
the
¿verdad?
one that guides them, right?
Pero ¿cuál es la reacción de Moisés cuando se le dice que debe de ir a Faraón?
But what is Moses' reaction to being told that he is to go to Pharaoh?
2 minutes.
2 minutos. Two. And we're back.
So, ¿cuál es la reacción de Moisés cuando se le dice que debe ir a Faraón?
What is Moses' reaction to being told that he is to go to Pharaoh?
¿Verdad? No se sentía capaz de enfrentar al Faraón, tenía problemas del habla, ¿verdad? Surprised and probably fearful, dice nuestra hermana Yaribel.
Sister Miriam put that he didn't feel capable of facing Pharaoh. And he had problems with speaking, I believe. And Sister Jerubel put sorprendido y
Temeroso.
temeroso. That's the word.
¿Verdad? Moisés ahora responde a Dios, pero ¿quién soy yo? No puedo hacer lo que me estás pidiendo.
Then Moses responding to God, well, who am I? I can't do what you're asking of me.
¿Verdad? Prácticamente Moisés se siente
Moses
inadecuado.
feels like he's inadequate.
para cumplir ese mandato que Dios está
to be able
poniendo sobre de él,
to
¿verdad?
complete this task that God has put before him.
¿Y cómo responde Dios a la pregunta de Moisés?
And how does God respond to Moses' question?
2 minutes.
2 minutos. Thank you. And we're back.
So, ¿cómo responde Dios a la pregunta de Moisés?
How does God respond to Moses' question? Sister Esther, answering the last question, put that he felt like he couldn't do it, that he was a weak person. She probably meant person. Probably meant person. And that makes way more sense than what I was thinking. So I'm going to assume strongly that it was person. Now,
You gonna translate that to Spanish?
por la pregunta anterior, la hermana Esther dijo que él sintió como que él no era un hombre fuerte, que él era un hombre débil. Que él era un hombre débil.
Okay. ¿Y cómo responde Dios a la pregunta de Moisés?
And how does God respond to Moses' question?
¿Verdad? David dice, yo soy el que te ha enviado.
But David put, I am the one that has sent you.
¿Verdad? I will be with you. Yo estaré contigo.
I will be with you. Yo estaré contigo. Sister Esther put that he would be with him. Yeah.
¿Verdad? Y le da la confianza al decirle que está con Moisés y le advierte de una señal que será el hecho de que le darán culto a Dios cuando sean liberados.
He gives him the confidence,
Mhm.
tells him that he will be with him, with Moses, and lets him know that you're going to have a sign. The act of being, darán culto, giving praise and service to God once they have been liberated.
Right, so they'll actually do the act of praise and worship once they're liberated, and that's going to be the sign. Okay.
Thanks, sis. You know, I'm getting there, bro. You know, it's an uphill
Right,
battle. I'm getting there.
So saber que Dios estaría con él
So knowing that God would be with him,
debería de haber sido un gran alivio para
that
Moisés.
should have been a great relief for
Sin
Moses.
embargo, Moisés tiene una reacción que muchos de nosotros tenemos.
But instead, he has a reaction that many of us would probably have.
¿verdad? Comenzamos a cuestionar
We start to
lo que Dios
question
nos ha llamado a hacer,
what God has called us to do.
¿verdad? Y el versículo 12 debería de
And verse
animarnos
12
a nosotros tal como animó a Moisés,
should encourage us the same way it encouraged Moses.
¿verdad? Because he said, but I will be with you, and this shall be a sign for you that I have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall serve God on this mountain, ¿verdad?
Ve, porque yo estaré contigo, y esto te será por señal de que yo te he enviado. Cuando hayas sacado de Egipto al pueblo, serviréis a Dios sobre este monte.
So that's the same thing that God tells us. If I send you,
Y es la misma cosa que Dios nos dice.
¿verdad? Si yo te envío,
If I send you,
yo estoy contigo.
I'm with you.
No temas,
Don't be afraid.
no desmayes,
Don't be dismayed.
¿verdad? So Dios no solo se acordó de su pueblo
God didn't only remind him
y
of
vio
his people
su opresión,
and see their
sino
oppression.
que también descendió
He
para
also
ayudarlos.
descended to help
Dios sacó a los israelitas de la
He pulled
confusión
the Israelites out of confusion.
al usar a un pastor de ovejas
Using
normal
a
y
shepherd.
corriente
Now,
para
he
llevar a
shepherd
cabo su plan.
to make his plan, set it in motion.
So, Dios no cuestionó a quién eligió,
God didn't question who he chose,
pero le asegura a Moisés
but assured
que
Moses
estará con Moisés
that he would be with Moses
durante este viaje, ¿verdad?
throughout this journey.
Así que vamos a dejarlo ahí. 8:27, look, we finished, 3 minutes early.
8:27.
Vamos a dejarlo ahí, continuamos la semana que viene
We're gonna
con
leave it there. We're
Éxodo
gonna pick it
capítulo
up.
3.
Next week, Exodus chapter 3.
Así que sigan estudiando el capítulo 3 de Éxodo
Keep studying chapter 3 of Exodus.
y, ¿verdad? Continuamos la semana que
And
viene.
we'll continue next week.
It's not who you are, but who goes with you. No es quién tú eres, sino quién va contigo. Amén, Carlos.
Amen.
Vamos a orar.
Let's
Padre Santo, Padre bueno, te damos gracias, Señor,
God,
por esta clase,
We
Dios
give you
mío.
thanks for this class.
Te damos gracias, Padre Santo, porque sabemos que
Give
si
you
tú nos
thanks.
llamas, tú nos respaldas.
Because we know that if you call us, you will
Back us up.
back us up. That's the one.
Y, Señor, te damos gracias por esta oportunidad tan
And we
hermosa
give you thanks
de
for this
estudiar de tu palabra,
beautiful
Dios mío.
opportunity to
Te
study your
pido,
word.
mi Dios, que tú guardes y
We
cuides
ask
a
that
cada
you
uno de mis
guard and
hermanos
protect
que
every single one of my
sacó de
brothers
su
and
tiempo
sisters
para
that
conectarse
took out
hoy,
their time to
para
connect today,
aprender de tu
to
palabra.
learn of your
Te
word.
damos gracias por nuestra
We give you
hermana
thanks
Frances, este año
for
más de
Sister
vida
Frances, giving her
que le
another
has
year of
dado,
life.
Señor, que tú la continúes bendiciendo, Dios
Continue
mío,
blessing her.
y dándole mucha salud
And
en
giving
este
her
nuevo año, Padre,
All the health
para
this new year.
poder hacer así
To be
como
able to
Moisés,
keep doing
Señor,
the same way as
lo que
Moses
la
did,
has llamado a hacer,
what
mi
you have called
Dios.
us to do.
Padre, te pido que a través del resto de la
Ask that through the
semana que
rest
tú
of the week,
estés con cada uno
that
de
you be with every
nosotros,
single
Dios
one
mío,
of
que tú
us.
nos guardes, que tú
That
nos
you guard us,
cuides,
that you protect us.
protege a Manuel en el camino, Señor, en la carretera,
Guard,
hasta llegar a Georgia, Padre
Manuel,
Santo,
as he journeys
y
to Georgia,
que estés con él en aquel
and
lugar,
be with him in
Señor,
that place.
que él pueda desempeñar
That you
también
can
en aquel lugar
be able to do
el
well in
llamado
that
que has
place,
puesto sobre
the
de
calling
él,
that
mi
you have
Dios,
put upon
y
his
queda
life.
aquí con su familia, Dios
And stay here
mío,
with his family,
guardándoles y cuidándoles, Padre Santo.
guarding and keeping
Te
them.
doy gracias, Padre, por todas estas
I give you thanks
cosas.
for all these
En
things.
el nombre del
In the name
Padre,
of the Father,
del Hijo
the Son,
y del Espíritu
and the Holy
Santo.
Spirit.
Amén
Amen
y
and
amén.
amen.
Así que Dios me los bendiga a
God
toditos.
bless you all.
Muy bendecido día, muy
Have a
bendecida
blessed
semana.
day, blessed week.
Reciban un fuerte abrazo
Receive a strong hug
y un beso de nuestra
Kiss.
parte.
from us.
Y feliz Día del
And
Amor y de la Amistad.
Happy day of love and friendship.
And friendship.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Look at
That's
you.
cute or whatever.
Dios me los bendiga a todos. Nos vemos
God bless
el
you all.
domingo, primero
See you on
Dios,
Sunday.
a las
God willing.
11 de la mañana,
At
hora
11
centro, en el
Central Time.
205 de la East Hallmark Avenue, Suite B,
205
Killeen,
Hallmark,
Texas 76549,
76541.
o a través de las redes, ¿verdad? En Facebook
Or
o
through
YouTube Live.
Facebook or YouTube Live. Amen.
Dios me los bendiga. Pasen
bless
muy
you
buenas
all.
noches.
And you guys have an excellent night.